Mike Schultz again. Today I was going to do a little foraging for some food from the forest. And I found a couple of things already coming over. This is the dandelion that produces the yellow flower for springtime, and then fall of the year you're going to see it a big puff ball that a lot of the kids will take and blow the little seed everywhere. With this plant, believe it or not, all the way from the stem itself, all the way to the leaves, all the way down to the root. This is about as good as any salad that you can go uptown and buy, and it don't cost you nothing. If you took these stems and these leaves and chopped them up in a salad at home and put your little ranch on it and had a guest come over to visit and you fed it to them, they wouldn't know the difference. It's just that good. The root, right in the very center of it, you'll find a little stick stem. I always extract it out. But then as far as the rest of the root goes, it's just as white as it can be. Not too bad. And that's straight from the ground, and I haven't even washed it. I mean, dirt, it has its own minerals about itself anyway. But the root, I like to get more graphic about what the root can be used for. You can make tea, you can make coffee. But I've done an experiment that worked real well. On a chop block, you chop them up in smaller pieces. And you dry them out by the fire. And you want to get it real good and dry. And then you can grind it and make a flour. And it actually works pretty good as a flour, just as you could a lot of other things that's out in the woods. There's no real true way of preserving honeysuckle. But while you're out, if you're ever lost and you need to keep your body up, it has its own sugar properties simply by breaking the bottom of it off and pulling it out real slow. And you can see the little honey dripping straight out the bottom. And you can take it. And it will take a whole lot of honeysuckles to get an adequate amount to be efficient for your body, but believe it or not, the sugar content in one of these are very potent. Meaning you can get you 10 or 12 of these and you can feel a little sugar rush. I just wanted to bring those in because I had a little desire for one. Once you chop the dandelion root up real good and you get it dried out, now you can dry it and you can chop it and leave it as in coffee grounds. One good spoon in a cup of boiling water, stir it up, and you have dandelion coffee. Or you can do the same perspective and make a dandelion tea. Of course, you would want it to be a cold site. If you're ever lost in the woods and your stomach is hurting real bad, you have nausea and digestive problems, this is the plant you're going to seek. It has a lot of medicinal purposes behind it. And just go online and take a look at all of the benefits that come from the dandelion plant. It has more benefits than any plant known when it comes to medicine, health, and things to that nature. You can cook these and eat them like a green. You can eat them raw from the plant. You can eat the yellow flower. I don't recommend the white puffball. But the dandelion, if you're ever lost, definitely give this plant a look up. They grow everywhere like wild as they can be. The little puffball of the seeds that scatter out. So they're known all over the United States to be found anywhere, in many other countries as well. China actually uses dandelion as a infection medicated type. And I also wanted to point out right here behind me, It's just a regular, normal pine tree that you can find growing anywhere. Believe it or not, just a simple skinning of the bark off a little. We're not going to take much not to harm the tree, but just to show just the same process as those I will get my cedar fibers to make my rope, except I'm just going to take a small piece. You have to go a little deeper because it has more bark on it. Once you skin it out and you get down to the white, you're then getting into the right place. Like I said, I'm not going to strip a whole lot down, but what you're going to want to do is cut this bark thick enough that you go down to the solid part of the tree. Once you get to that part, you think you're going to be tasting a lot of pine sap, but you want the wood part to be away from it. Believe it or not, this particular little piece of white it has the same textures, a lot of the same proteins, and very filling, as if you were eating a piece of meat. You would think that it would taste like sap, you would think it tastes horrible. This can also be cut and gathered quickly, dried out by a fire, and grind and make flour. But straight from the tree, you don't taste pine. It's not like it's a great, it's so wonderful, but at the same time, it's not so bad. I mean, I'm in the woods, I'm lost, I'm starving, and I'm hungry. There's a lot of protein in behind this. There's a lot of carbohydrates in behind this. There's a lot of life in it. It can keep you alive another day. So we have the dandelion leaves, the stems, we have the honeysuckles. I mean, a man can sit down with just this alone and just make him a great meal. Avoid taking dandelions from cow pastures and lawns that may have herbicide, poisonous things to that nature. But yes, definitely, even the little hair that's on it that you think is going to stick you or whatever, no. It's not near as bad as it was given credit for. These things come straight from the ground. It's a gift to us from God, believe it or not. This is an awesome, awesome, awesome plant. And the roots, like I say, are very, very beneficial as well. And some of the roots are really, really big. Some dandelion plants get bigger. You get bigger leaves and smaller leaves. On a few of my videos down the road from now, I plan on taking some dandelion that I have already gathered, and I'm going to show the process, how I chop them, how I dry them out by the fire, how I make coffee, how I make tea. So just keep in touch with my channel. Keep looking me up, and you're going to see a lot of different things other than just wild edible plants or traps. I do a lot of primitive traps. I do a lot of edible plants, a lot of wild edibles. I do a lot of foraging. At the same time, I do a lot of prepping. I like to take that stuff and experiment with it. Thanks for watching.